This video is going to be a bit of a hot take, and it's something that I've thought about for a while, but when I came up with the idea to implement it into a video, I was doing some research and I couldn't find a single person talking about this online. I went through YouTube videos, Reddit threads, pretty much everything, and like nobody online was talking about this. It's a pretty niche topic, so it makes sense, but it's something that I've thought about for a while, and I wanted to express it into a video. And now my take in this video, I mean, you've seen the title and stuff, but my take in this video is that most people who are actively working in real estate do not actually like the business. And it sounds crazy even saying that, but like, hear me out for a second. And just quick disclosure, before I, start recording and stuff, I was actually going to make this video that most people in real estate hate real estate, but I felt that was a bit too strong, so I changed it to don't like. And I'm also mainly referring to wholesalers, investors, landlords, realtors, maybe mortgage brokers, but I'm not talking about homeowners that live in the house, more so on like the investing and like in business side. And I would also like to specify that this is a bit of a love-hate relationship, because they may not like the business, but they justify staying in the business because of the money that you could make working in real estate and the equity you can build and the cash flow and tax benefits. And I also, if you're new, I don't want you to use this video as an excuse to not get started or to like delay something that you're doing. I more so just want to relate to maybe somebody's struggles that they're facing, or to set expectations. If you're starting or you're new or you're experienced and you're feeling this like feeling that I'm gonna talk about here. One interesting thing that I noticed when I was researching the topic was that every single article that I found was about how their topics were about how everybody hates realtors, or it was a realtor asking, why does everybody hate realtors? And I thought I would address this first, because my opinion on realtors is slightly in agreement to those questions. And I could see in a world in the next like 10 years or so, maybe longer, maybe shorter, where AI or something just completely takes over for realtors, because there's a lot of good realtors, and the good realtors are great to use. I highly recommend it, especially if you're new in real estate. They help you with due diligence, negotiations, making sure you're making a good purchase, pretty much everything. But the thing is, most people are just like bad. And I've worked with a lot of realtors. I've seen horrible pictures. I've seen buyers make buying decisions that they shouldn't have bought because the realtor, egged them on so they can make their commission. They force the buyers to pay more for houses they can't afford, things like that. And I actually stopped doing real estate deals, because I do active real estate deals, and I stopped doing deals on the market because I just hated working with realtors. And like 90% of the agents I talked to just sucked. And the good ones were a pleasure. Worked with a lot of realtors over the years, but the bad ones just made it so bad that like I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's almost easier to just go around the realtor and talk to the seller at some points, because the realtor was just so delusional. Now onto the main topic. I've spoken about this with many people, and everybody pretty much agrees with me that the business model of real estate is pretty tough and exhausting. And it's also why there's so many real estate mentorships out there, because people saw success in real estate. Like, they did good, but then they realized they didn't want to keep doing the business, and they decided it would be easier to sell coaching or sell a course or things like that. And on the flip side, is also why there's such a vast buyer pool of people that would invest in mentorships and courses, is because people are trying to figure out ways to make more money, or they're trying to, I can't even talk, or they're trying to figure out ways to improve on what they're currently doing. Like, I've invested in mentorships so I can improve my business so I can make more money. So there's like a flip to it. Also, it's because people dislike their current businesses and just want to figure out ways that they can, relieve the stress and things like that. So that's why there's so many people that buy these mentorships, and that's why there's so many people that sell them, because they could sell that like dream. And I've invested in a ton of horrible mentorships. Now, one story that happened to me last year, and I'm going to kind of make this relevant to the video because I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, was I was talking to a real estate guru. He was really big between probably like 2011, 2012 to like 2019. He was really big. And if you've watched any real estate podcasts back then, especially wholesale podcasts, there's like pretty likely chance, like over 90% chance that it was him. And I had a call with him about a year ago, probably exactly a year ago. It was about a different business he's doing. It wasn't about real estate. And we were just talking, we were just chatting. And it was pretty cool talking to him because I never talked to him up to that point. And I, got started listening to his materials. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, so like you're doing this other business, but are you still doing real estate? And he told me something that's still like sits with me. And he told me after 10 years of doing the business that he hated the real estate business. And he said people are always surprised when he tells them that, and mainly because he was the real estate guy, people were surprised. He was like the real estate guy, the real estate wholesale guy for a long time, and now he doesn't do it anymore. He sold all his rentals, and he just like some reasons that I personally dislike real estate, where I work full-time in real estate but I dislike it, is there's a huge emotional and stress toll, doing constant deals, chasing down deals, having unpredictable income, sellers not selling, buyers not closing. I'm dealing with that right now on some deals. I think there's kind of like a real estate rat race in a way, which I plan on making a future video about, is about like this real estate cycle where you're constantly like in this cycle where it's where you start with like, I have no deal, I get a deal, I sell my deal, or it's something happens to the deal, I have no deal. And it's like you're constantly running around, and it's just tough, being in real estate. Like if you're a realtor, like you help somebody buy their first time house, and it's like you're not working with that person again unless they buy another house or refer you, like their cousin or something. So there's just like a constant cycle and loop, and it's just like you really have to like be on it or else you won't make money. And just so this video doesn't go too long, I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but just so this video doesn't go too long, I had one quick example. This happened twice. This is happening to me right now, and I'm pretty stressed out about it. Seller decided not to sell. And they had some open permits. I have the buyer ready. There's some open permits. The seller thinks I'm making up the open permits. And I'm like, I'm not making them up. She calls the city. City says, oh yeah, there's open permits. And she thinks I'm orchestrating this like huge ruse to like delay the closing. Makes no sense. I had another deal in Jacksonville, and we signed a deal. It's a really good one. Probably was a solid deal, one of the bigger ones I would do this year. And then the buyer just ghosts me, and I had to put a memorandum on it. So I've been having to put memorandums on deals. I had another deal where I sold it to 3 buyers and like sent them the assignment to buy the property, and none of them put up the deposit. None of them could close. Finally, the 4th buyer looks like they will be closing. So it's just like that happens a lot, and it's pretty stressful. And then it's like there's a lot of moments where like I'm like, bro, what am I doing? But at the same time, it's just like this is the best business, because what other business can I be making this much money in by just kind of like fumbling my way forward and stuff like that. Some other discussions would be market volatility. I can never say that word, but the market getting worse. There's ethical reasons behind wholesaling being stressful, where sometimes you're getting a really good deal, and it's like the seller probably should list their house on the market, but you're getting a good deal, and it's tough. Like I've kind of felt that way sometimes on deals, where now I try to get fair offers, but sometimes it's a little tough. I think there is like an overwhelm being in real estate, because there's so many ways to make money in real estate that you just get this like technology like overload, where it's like, well, I could do this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and then it's like you don't do any of them, and then none of them work for you, and next thing you know, it's been like a year, and you're like, wow, I'm still kind of doing the same thing I was doing a year ago, So it's almost better just to focus on one thing. So it's like an overload of things like that. Insecurity, it's like you don't have the security of knowing that you're doing the right thing. Intense competition is another one that I felt recently, where it's like, especially with these cold call leads and PPL leads and PPC leads, they're talking to a lot of other people. Misaligned expectations is a tough one, where it's like you set, like I just set my goals. It's October, right? So it's quarter four. I just set my goals, and I'm looking back at quarter three and quarter two, and I'm like, I didn't do horrible, but I didn't do what I wanted to do. If all the deals went exactly as I planned, maybe I would have, but I had some deals where I couldn't find a buyer for it. Some of the deals that I mentioned before fell apart. So if they all went according to plan, then it would have been great. But my expectations were misaligned because I didn't meet those goals. And hopefully quarter four I do. But it's just like it's like those, and all that stuff kind of leads to a burnout. And I guarantee everybody, if you're listening to this and you work in real estate, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Now, the main thing with burnout that I've learned is how long does it last? Because if you get burnout, it's fine. We all get burnout. But is it lasting for a few hours? Is it lasting for a day, or is it lasting longer? And that's where discipline and focus helps, because I feel burnout probably on a weekly basis, right? But it only sits with me for like a couple hours max. I'm not feeling it for like a whole day. So that's pretty much it. It's just me kind of yapping. I don't know. I just feel like most people who work in real estate don't like the business, but justify it by the money it makes them. But like they're very stressed out. And I talked about this in the last video I did, but I know so many people that are downsizing their businesses or focusing on other businesses, or even getting full-time jobs because they can't deal with it. They're losing hair. They're not with their families, things like that. They're not making as much as they need to. A lot of people have debt. One thing I want to make another video about is I don't think anybody online that you see is making as much money as they say they are. And just like a quick example that comes off the top of my head is like the Ty Lopez thing. Like he just got, he's getting sued for the fraud or whatever. And it's like, if you ask somebody probably a month ago, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy does really good. Yeah, it's just like, no, now he's not. We just learned he's not. So, and it's like pretty much everybody online is kind of like that. Like nobody's doing as well as you think they are. So I think that's always interesting. But I think I covered most of the things I wanted to cover. Just to sum up the video real quick, I really do believe that real estate entrepreneurship is one of the best ways to get started in entrepreneurship, but it's also one of the most stressful. I think it's, it makes a lot of sense at some points, but then some points it's like, I don't know. But then also what's better? Like that's always my argument is like, I don't like it, but what's better? And I've tried some other businesses that I didn't like, and I came back to real estate because I don't know what's better. The real estate business has a lot of upsides, a lot of downsides, but more upsides, and it's just the best business. It really is. So that's my rant, is, why most people working in real estate don't like real estate. You could say that maybe I have like a limiting mindset and I'm just don't have a good business, but I think like most of the things I said were justified. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. My final advice, and this is gonna be similar to what I said in the last video, but right now the move is to have lean businesses with low overhead, high margins, and low risk. That means focusing on wholesaling or listings if you're a realtor. I almost wouldn't recommend flipping. I wouldn't recommend buying rentals right now unless it was just like a great deal. Refinancing is just gonna eat away your cash flow. I don't recommend Airbnb, especially Airbnb arbitrage. I think that's the worst business model. Somebody asked me about that the other day. I think it's terrible. I just think it's getting quick money and stacking up money and then just being like comfortable, until something happens and you could buy stuff. But that's my opinion. But just a lean business that can last a long time. I think that's the move. But that's my video. I don't know how long this video is, but I hope this helped. That's my experience, and thanks for watching. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Alec. I kind of post like videos about this, like more niche topics and deep diving into them and my experience and things like that. And I'm gonna be posting more of these, hopefully weekly, maybe even multiple times a week. So tune in for that, and I hope to see you on those videos, and drop a comment with your opinion on this kind of stuff.